Good evening and welcome to Mitchell High School on Gary Seitzinger Field for tonight's county matchup between the visiting Stars from Bedford North Lawrence and the Mitchell Blue Jackets. We have the umpires meeting with the coaches right now. We have had some camera issues, overheating because it's warm up here, which is not a bad thing because it's been kind of a cool spring, so it's good for the players. Hopefully the camera will stay on. If not, we will have audio, and then I guess I will have to go into radio mode. So we'll get the lineup set here in just a second. Players will take the field, we'll get the national anthem, and we'll be back. Welcome back to Mitchell High School. This is Mike Wright, hoping to bring you a full stream of the Bedford North Lawrence Mitchell baseball game. Camera's back on now. Hopefully it'll stay on. We'll just keep trying until it cools off in here. You can see the Jackets have taken the field. We got the anthem completed a couple minutes ago. So the starting lineup for BNL is they'll be batting first. Cal Gates will be leading off, playing center field. Caden Bennett batting second, playing first base. Riker Hughes will be in the left field, batting third. Batting fourth, the designated hitter, Cade Mungle. The pitcher, batting fifth, will be Walker Ward. Catching, Johnny Stone. Batting seventh at third base, Carter Bennett. Batting eighth, playing second base, Maddox Ray. And batting ninth, the shortstop, Nate Pemberton. On the mound for Mitchell is Ashton Lumen. He's got a 5-1 record this year. He's given up 20 hits, 18 runs, and 8 of them earned. He's given up 14 walks, 26 strikeouts in 24 1/3 of an inning. The umpires for tonight, Mike Burnett and Steve Malone. Well, we see the camera still on. That's a good thing. You can see our sponsors. I know this is the first time for AWH Media and two streams going on at the same time. Aaron is at Bedford North Lawrence for a split squad, or it's not a split squad, but a split doubleheader. First game with Bloomington North at 6 o'clock, and Corden will be there at 8 o'clock. And we are ready to get underway right at 6 o'clock. First pitch in for a strike to Cal Gates. Second pitch is outside. The sophomore is batting .315 this year. The left-hander delivers, foul ball down left field, out of play. Gates will be in center field when the Stars take the field. 1-2 pitch. Fly ball to center field. And after Sarver takes a few steps back, he hauls it in for the first out of the game. Caden Bennett up second, your first baseman. Caden's a senior. He's batting .192. On base percentage, .348. And there's another fly ball to center field. Sarver has to come in on this one and makes the catch for out number 2. Junior Riker Hughes is batting third, .341 batting average on the year. And I can see we have lost video for now. First pitch is for a strike. Second pitch is on its way, and it's smacked to the third base line, past the third baseman, Ethan Turner, into left field. Cade Mungle's up to bat, the designated hitter. He's a left-hander, batting .320 on the year. First pitch for a ball. Outside. Hughes with the leadoff to deliver in the pitch. Strike one. 1-1's the count. It's in the stretch and the pitch. Gets past the catcher. Looks like Hughes was running on the play anyway. 2 balls, 1 strike. And we have Hughes now at second base in scoring position. All right, we got the audio or the video back on. Pitch is down low, blocked by the catcher, Carson Harold. I guess with all the technical difficulties, I did not get a chance to set the defense for Mitchell. And he walks Mungle. So now we have first and second for the Stars. 2 outs. Walker Ward batting for the Stars. Batting .255. We got a runner in scoring position. First pitch is a strike. The defense for the Blue Jackets, Aiden Primo's in left field. A.J. Sarver, who's already made 2 putouts, in center. Gibby Glasgow is in right field. 1 ball, 1 strike to Ward. The infield, Ethan Turner at third. Simon Gaines at short. Cody Earl, second base. Ben Seitzinger at first base. The center field had to drop for a base hit. It gets by him. We got first and third for the Stars as they strike first. 1-0. So that will go down as a base hit single. And first and third as Riker scores from second base. The battery, we talked about Ashton Lumen at the start. Carson Harold is the catcher. Batting for the Stars now is the catcher, Johnny Stone. Stone's a senior, batting .264. He's appeared in all 17 games. First pitch, past the shortstop. Line drive into left field. Stone with a single. Another run for the Stars. 2-0. First and second. That's an RBI. As Carter Bennett now comes up. Junior batting .156. And he fouls one off just over the Mitchell dugout. Oh, 1's the count. That pitch was down the middle for strike 2. Hit to the shortstop. He will take it himself unassisted at second base for put out for Stone. We will turn the camera off once again between innings as we go to the bottom of the first. BNL 2, Mitchell coming up. We're back, bottom of the first. 2-0 Mitchell's first batter. Simon Gaines has taken ball one. Ball two. I know we're in radio mode right now, so I will do my best to get as much accomplished as I can up here. That pitch, the third one, went behind Gaines. Gaines is batting .413 on the year, and he may not get a chance to bet this time with a 3-0 count. Walker Ward on the mound for the Stars. The 3-0 pitch was in for a strike. 3-1. And now we got a full count on Gaines. Ward, there we got a camera again. Ward to the windup, and the payoff pitch, and he walks him. Mitchell with the leadoff batter on for A.J. Sarver, the center fielder who had a lot of action in the top of the first. He had the first two batters fly out to him, then he had a single hit at him. Sarver's batting .379 on the year. Squared to bunt and then pulled back for ball one. Here's the pitch. Outside, 2-0 to Sarver. With all the difficulties we had with the camera at the beginning of the game, I haven't had the chance really to talk about how the teams have fared so far in 2023. We'll get to that. If the runs keep happening like they have in the top of the first, it could be a long night anyway. So 3-0 count to Sarver. Back-to-back walks to start the the bottom of the first for Mitchell. That's going to bring Ben Seitzinger up and Coach Callahan to the mound. Let's set the BNL defense while we have time. Riker Hughes is in left. Cal Gates in center. Trace Reinders is in right field. The infield's Carter Bennett at third. Nate Pemberton at short. Maddox Ray is at second base. Caden Bennett at first. Johnny Stone behind the plate, and Walker Ward is on the mound. Our current batter, Ben Seitzinger, set a school record last night for career hits, hitting number 115, beating a 30-year-old record by Micah Terrell. So from here on out, as a junior, he's going to just be putting that thing out of reach probably for another 30 years. Ball one. Walker looks at second base. Now the pitch. 2-0 the count. Guess I need to put runners on the base here. There we go. Ball three. I do see we have a couple people that have been on the chat telling me there's no video and all that, and I appreciate that because I may not know this right away either. 3-0 pitch in for a strike. Looks like Seitzinger was taking on that one. 3-1 pitch coming. And that's hit into left center field. That's going to find grass or turf. And Mitchell has dented the scoreboard to make it 2-1. Seitzinger with an RBI single. Cleanup batter is Carson Harold, the catcher. Batting .317. Pitch was inside, ball 1. 1-0 the count. Nobody out. Bottom of the first. First and second. This is the only camera view we have tonight, so hopefully it stays on. Foul ball over us here in the press box, or me since I'm by myself, so 1-1 the count. So I guess if we're unhappy there's only one camera, at least hopefully it'll work and we'll be happy we have one camera. 1-2 the count. That pitch was taken. Looked like it hit the inside corner. And we just went out again. We have a fly ball to right center field that was caught, and the runner at second tagging up at making it to third. Sykes stays at first. We got our first out for the Stars, and we got runners at first and third. So that brings up the designated hitter, Bryson Zeeks, batting .417. No wonder the Jackets are 16-3. All their hitters are well over 300. That makes for a good record when that happens. First pitch is a ball. Second pitch is a strike. We got a 1-1 count, first and third. One out for the Blue Jackets. Seisinger is on first, and Sarver is at third. The 1-1 pitch is on its way. Outside. Not by much, but it was outside. 2-1's the count. On deck will be Ethan Turner, the third baseman. The 2-1 pitch is in for a strike. Taken. About the letters. 2-2's the count. The weather tonight has turned out amazing, considering what the forecast was for a couple days ago when it looked like we were going to be in a drizzle most of the game. The 2-2 pitch was swung on and missed for the second out. Left-hander Ethan Turner is up to bat. 2 outs. Seitzinger on first. Sarver on third. 2-1. Lefty versus lefty. And the pitch fouled off into the screen right behind home plate. 0-1. The wind looks like it's blowing from right to left, straight across the diamond. If we could get the camera going again here soon, it will be easy to see with the flag. The 0-1 pitch is down low. 1-1's the count. Turner is batting .315 on the year. The 1-1 pitch is on the way. Outside, 2 balls, 1 strike. First inning's been a long one. 2-1 pitch is outside, 3 balls, 1 strike to Turner. And we do have action in the Stars bullpen. We'll see if Ward can get out of this inning and see what happens in the second one. Here's a 3-1 pitch to Turner. Swung on and fouled back. Full count. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Seitzinger should be heading to second on the delivery. Sarver's at third. Tying run. And here's the payoff. Fouled off, this time a little further down the third baseline into the parking lot. Still full count as Seitzinger trots back to first base. Payoff pitch was outside. The bases are loaded. And I've turned the camera back on, hoping that maybe we can at least see what's going to happen here as we close out the first inning, potentially. Gibby Glasgow, the right fielder, with 2 outs and the bases loaded, takes the first pitch, and he hits it to the second baseman, flips it to Hughes for the putout, and that ends the inning. So for Mitchell, we had 1 run on 2 hits. There was 3 walks. After 1 complete inning, BNL 2, Mitchell 1. I apologize for the technical difficulties. I was just trying to get this. I was on the phone with Aaron. We're trying to work out the difficulties. Trying to see what I've missed. Stars have a runner at third. I think that's Maddox Ray. Yes, because Pemberton's up. So we got, I don't think he hit a triple. I think it was a walk, perhaps. Again, I'm sorry about that, but we'll try to get in the radio mode here now again. It's 2-1. Runner on third. Nobody out. And we do have a 2-0 count on Pemberton. And the pitch. I'll hit the outside corner for a strike, 2-1. So Pemberton batting .310, and he lines a hit to straightaway center field. That's going to get Ray in. So a single, an RBI, and it's 3-1 Stars as the top of the order. Cal Gates comes back. Cal flew out to center field the first inning. First pitch is between second and shortstop, and Pemberton makes a wide turn at second and decides not to go. We got a single for Gates. First and second, nobody out, as Caden Bennett, who also flew out to center field in the top of the first inning, is up to bat. Thank you for your patience if you are still with us. Hopefully, we will get this resolved at some point. Bennett lays down a bunt straight down the third base line, and Turner throws it away. Runner scores. Bennett to second. The big stop sign comes out for Gates. He thought about it. So we have 4-1 Stars. We have second and third for Riker Hughes. Riker hit one past the third baseman last inning. I don't know how it was officially scored. Nobody out, as I need to change the buttons here. 1-0, that was outside. And looks like we're getting ready to have a pitching change, as the entire infield comes in, as Coach Jerry Chaney comes out. And we're going to take a timeout and try this again. Stay with us. We got the top of the second. Stars 4, Blue Jackets 1. All right, ladies and gentlemen. I think we have lost the video for the night. So let me try to catch you up on what has happened since the pitching change. Riker Hughes was up. He walked, loaded the bases. Cade Mungle flew out to third base on an infield fly, and then Walker Ward just cleared the bases with a double, bringing up Johnny Stone. It's 7-1. 1-1 count on the catcher. 2-1. The new pitcher for Mitchell is Cody Earl. And he takes Stone to a 3-1 count. The 3-1 pitch is on the way, and it's outside. Ball 4. Stone's on first. Walker's on second. Carter Bennett's coming up to bat. He hit into a fielder's choice last inning for the third out. Low and outside in the dirt, 1-0. So BNL has scored 5 times here in the top of the second and threatening more with 1 out. Let me update the scoreboard there. That was the infield fly that Mungo hit. 2 balls, 0 strikes. Well, if I'm not going back and forth between the camera and calling the game, maybe I'll do a better job calling the game now. Just got to remember I'm in radio mode. We got a shot down the right field line. It was a fair ball caught by Glasgow, and Walker tags up easily into third base. So we have Maddox Ray batting for the second time this inning, with runners at first and third and 2 outs. And the pitch, taken outside, ball 1. See if I can get some stats on our new pitcher, Earl. He's pitched 17 innings. He has a 2-1 record in his 5 appearances. ERA of 5.76. I do believe those 3 runs that scored will be charged to the starter Lumen, however. Throw over to first base. First and third, 2 outs. 7-1 Stars. And up is Maddox Ray. He walked to lead off this inning. Another throw over the first base. I don't know how many stolen bases Stone has on the year, but he's gotten 2 throws over to first. 1-1 the count. Let's see if I can find that Stone. See if all these stats provided by Max Preps. The 1-1 count's on the way, outside. 2 balls, 1 strike to second baseman Maddox Ray. I don't see a stat for stolen bases. I could be overlooking it. Earl in the stretch. 2-1 count is on the way. And that's strike two. It's like a curved ball that came across the inside corner. 2-2 the count. First and third. 2 outs. 7-1 Stars. Top of the second. Chopper back to the pitcher. The pitcher lobs to first. And we have safe. The lob took Seitzinger off the bag, and Ray hustling down the line, beat it out. And a run scores. 8-1. First and second. Looks like I didn't have the guys on the right bases right then. I don't think that will go down as an RBI or an earned run, as that should have been the third out. Nate Pemberton's up, first and second. I think Nate also walked this inning. That was when we were trying to get the camera to work, so not 100% sure. Ball one. Still sunny here. I know you can't see it. We can, and it's been beautiful weather. Outside and high, ball two. Two-oh pitch is hit to left field towards the line and foul ball. Everybody get back to their base. 2-1 will be the count. I don't know how many of you are still with me, but we are going to have Gary Seitzinger come chat with us in the third inning. I think the top of the third. Of course, that's who this field is named after. He was a longtime coach here at Mitchell, and somewhere towards the fifth inning, the athletic director at Mitchell, Amos Wagner, will also come join us and talk about all the changes that have been taking place as far as the facilities and that. We just got a hit by pitcher. Pemberton gets hit, bases loaded. So first goes Pemberton, second goes Ray, third goes Stone, and up to bats the leadoff hitter, Cal Gates. Flew out in the first, and I think he walked in this inning, and he just drilled one to center fielder. Sarver going back. It is a home run. A grand slam home run by Gates. Unloads the bases, unloads the Stars dugout as they come and congratulate him on a grand slam home run to make it 12-1 Stars. Well, I'm pretty sure I saw the home run stats on this sheet, so I will have to see how many that is for Cal, his first for the sophomore. And another 4 RBIs. Doesn't show me how many RBIs he has. So that brings up Caden Bennett for the third time, and his first pitch is a ball. Second pitch, low and outside, 2-0. Caden flew out to center in the first, and he somehow got on base here earlier this inning and scored. That pitch hit in front of the plate for 3-0, and this is honestly a nightmare for the Blue Jackets. This is not what anyone expected, and it is not definitely how their season has gone and probably will go the rest of the year. 3-1, just one of those nights. And it's not over yet, of course. They got one across in the bottom of the first, and Ward had his problems on the mound, so we shall see. We got a full count. 3-1 pitch came in there. So the payoff to Bennett will be coming. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And we've got a ground ball between Shortwin the third, Turner with the throw over to Seitzinger for the third out. Stars bat 13, 9 runs. As we go to the bottom of the second, 12-1 BNL. Here we go, the bottom of the second inning. For Mitchell, we'll have the 7, 8, 9 hitters, Glasgow, Earl, and Lumen. Unless there was some changes there when we had a pitching change that I did not catch. First pitch by Ward, low, ball 1. I need to get better with our scoreboard. Second pitch, swung and missed. 1-1's the count to Glasgow. Let me find some information on Gibby Glasgow. Batting .315 on the year. He fouls that one off for a 1-2 count. As we wait for the on-deck batter to retrieve that. Here's the 1-2 count. The windup and the pitch is coming. High and outside, 2 and 2's to count. Mitchell is 16 and 3 on the year. Foul ball into the Mitchell dugout. 5-1 in the Patoka Lake Athletic Conference. They are currently ranked in the coaches poll 4th in 2A. The 2-2 count to Glasgow's on the way, and low, ball 3. Full count. I didn't catch who was warming up. Oh, there's a hit for Mitchell to Glasgow. Hit it in front of the left fielder, Hughes, and it got past him. So Glasgow's on second base. Nobody out. That's what I was talking about earlier. They were hitting over 300 almost per man for a reason. So they got a lot of catching up to do, but they can just chip away. That's all they can do right now. Cody Earl is up batting in the 8th spot, the left-hander. He took over on the mound there in that inning, and actually I think I have lost a batter somewhere. That's Lumen batting. So Lumen takes a swing for strike 1. 1-1's the count. If you can't tell, this is the first time I've called a baseball game. That's why I said I can improve as well. So here we go with the windup. Squares around the bunt. Perfect bunt down the third base line if it stays fair, and it just trickled foul as Carter Bennett picks it up to make sure. That was just about a bunt single for Lumen. So we got a 1-2 count. Somebody's at second base. It could be Earl. It could be Glasgow. We know it's a Blue Jacket. That's all they need right now is runners on the bases as the 1-2 count hits in front of the plate. Make it 2-2. Walker looks for the signal, and we have time called by Lumen as he steps out. Now he's in the stretch, and the pitch swung on and missed. Strike 3 for the first out for the Blue Jackets in this bottom of the second, which I need to switch that to. There we go, bottom of the second. Scoreboard's almost a one-man operation. All right, the leadoff hitter, Simon Gaines, he walked in the first. There's the first pitch. It is down the foul down the third baseline. Strike 1. Gaines settles in. Stretch and the pitch. Outside, ball 1. I believe that's Earl on second base. Glasgow must have ended the first inning and I missed it in all the chaos that's going on up here. Or was going on. Ball 2. 2-1. Mitchell needs to scratch that run across for a variety of reasons. One, just a little hope, a little momentum here as we are in the bottom of the second. Got stepping out by Gaines again. They must be complicated signs as Ward has been looking in intently. Ground ball to second base. Ray up with it over to Caden Bennett for the put out, 2 outs. And Earl advances to third on the play. So Gaines is out second to first, and that brings out Sarver. He made it all the way to third last inning. I think he walked. We had back-to-back walks by Ward to start the game and start the concern in the Stars dugout. But he has settled in since. Strike 1 to Sarver. Taps the plate. We'll look over to third, and now the pitch. High, 1-1. Stone took a look down to third, make sure that Earl was being honest. 1-1 count is on the way. Check swing he did not go. It was appealed to the base umpire who said he did not. 2-1 the count. Ward takes a look at third. And now the pitch, the 2-1 pitch is fouled up in play to the third baseman, Carter Bennett, for the third out. So, after a leadoff single and an error, he is left stranded at third. No runs, the 1 hit, 1 error. After 2 complete, 12-1 Stars. All right, we're back. This top of the third inning. Hughes, Mungle, Ward, 3, 4, 5 hitters. And we do have Gary Seitzinger, I think, next door coming up. So we'll try to keep up with the game since you can't see it as we interview. And hopefully he'll stay with us for at least the top of the inning. The second pitch was thrown about 56 feet, ball 2. The 2-0 count, the windup by Earl, and the pitch just high for a 3-0 count. Mr. Seitzinger just walked in. I'm going to try to get him set up. And we have a strike for a 3-1 count to Hughes. And I'm going to see how this pitch does, and we're going to turn Gary on. Hit to the shortstop. And throw to first base is in time for the first out of the inning. Coach Seitzinger, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
All right. Hopefully everyone can hear you. Thank you for coming up. And in case you haven't noticed, we lost our video a little while ago, so we will just have to
talk our way through it.
And try to keep everyone in what's going on in the game. So we have it out. So for those who don't know, Gary Seitzinger was a longtime coach here. How many years?
34 as the head coach.
34 years as the head coach. And the field was named after you before the turf was put in, wasn't it?
Yes, yeah. It was named after me about 4 years ago, I think. I can't remember.
I knew it was before the turf.
I'm getting old. I can't remember things anymore.
Well, I know before the turf, you took tremendous care of this field. From all the stories I've heard, you were the groundskeeper, the coach, and it was well known around the area how well kept Mitchell's Field was, and a great place to play. You miss coaching?
Yeah, a little bit. The thing I probably miss most is the teaching part and watching the kids improve. I mean, there's a lot of satisfaction in that, and I took care of the field primarily as a stress reliever. But really, one of the things I learned going to the many clinics years ago was have a nice field, have good equipment, have the kids take care of it.
That helps them learn pride. Nice stop by Seitzinger.
Ben.
3 up, 3 down. That is more Mitchell baseball, I'm sure, that they would like to see. So no runs, no hits, no errors. We're going to go to the bottom of the third. We're just going to stay here because we have nowhere to go. Yeah, you mentioned having coached myself, the players, the relationships, the other coaches. Usually any coach who gets out of it for a long time, that's what they miss, because that's why they stayed in coaching as much as anything.
It was always fun. Every year was a new challenge to try to develop your kids and see them get better and try to make sure you were better at the end of the season than you were at the beginning of the season, and kind of measure yourself that way more so even than wins and losses. When you had good talent, you had a lot of wins. When you didn't have good talent, why then?
The Jimmies and Joes, as they say, right?
Yeah. You still stuck with it. But I had a lot of good assistants and a lot of good players over the years, and the administration was always willing to help out a little bit to help take care of the field, and that's why it was partially why it was in good shape. And
well, if we may transition to 34 years ago, you started coaching, so you must have had Micah Terrell, who held a record for a very long time.
Yeah, Micah, I started coaching in '79. Micah set those records in '93. A lot of those records during his career, but he started as a freshman, and had a lot of good years. His class was a really talented class. We had a lot of success with that group.
And that's why he got a lot of hits, too, because they didn't have to pitch around him and all that. Well, we make that segue because your grandson, as a junior, beat his record on his 115th hit last night against
Right.
West Washington.
Yep.
I assume you were here.
Oh, yeah. And here he comes up again.
Yes, he is.
And he got a hit his first time up the bat.
He
so.
did. He hit a single to
Left center field.
Yep. They got an RBI on that too.
Right.
The only run in the game, unfortunately, for Mitchell, and there he takes the first pitch. That looked like a fastball. Why don't you talk a little bit about him since he's up the bat and we can't see him?
Well, he
Foul ball.
Foul ball.
Out of play.
He works really hard at his hitting. I mean, he hits all year round. You know, even in the wintertime when he's playing basketball, he'll hit 2 or 3 times a week in batting cages. So he spends a lot of time at it.
Well,
He has a very good feel for the strike zone, and he tends to use the whole field. You know, if they're going to pitch him away, he goes to left field. If they pitch him inside, he pulls it to right field.
And there
he did it again. This is going to get caught, though.
Yeah, he was played by Hughes really well.
Yeah.
He just went with the pitch, poked it out to left field, but Hughes took about 6 steps in and made the catch for out number 1 or 2. I lost track of the outs.
Yeah. When Ben, from age 10 to age 13, he played with all these kids the vast majority of these kids that are on BNL's team. They played on the same all-star team, travel team. So he's very familiar with him.
Well, Harold hits one to left center in the gap, and that's at least 2, and probably 2. He's stand-up double for Carson Harold. And Ben's probably kicking himself that he wasn't on base.
Yeah, I'm sure he is.
You mentioned travel ball and all of that. Of course, that's been going on the basketball side for probably 34 years.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just kind of in the last 10 or so has kind of taken off in baseball.
In baseball, yeah, it's really, really grown. And
is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I think it's a good thing for high school baseball because the kids get a lot more swings, a lot more pitches, a lot more field. You know, it's the more you play, the better you get. And he played in Bedford Little League. Now, like I said, was on their all-star team with most of these kids, and they had a lot of success. And played with them as a travel team, and then up through age 13. But then when they got to the point where they were getting ready to go to high school, you only allowed so many kids from one school to play on a travel team.
Right.
So at that point, he went up to Indianapolis area and tried out for several travel teams up there, and he's played the last 4 years for a team out of Whiteland, Indiana, called the Indiana Astros, and they're a very competitive team. He's just one of the guys up there.
Everybody's good, as they say.
Yeah.
Bryson Zeeks is up to bat. He's got a 2-1 count on him. We had a double by Carson Harold. What do you think about the turf?
I love it.
Do you? It would save you a lot of hours. You would have had a lot more stress since it was a stress reliever for you, wouldn't it?
Yeah, there's literally, for the coach, no upkeep for it anymore. But more importantly, it allows you to play a lot more games because we've already played 3 games this year that would have been rained out on our field last year. So you get to play when the weather's not cooperating, and
yes. Practice when the weather's practice on it all the time.
Yeah, practice on it all the time, and more true hops. You don't get any of those. You know, it hit a clump or it hit the edge of the turf or something like that. It makes it now. It's quicker.
Yes.
The ball gets to you quicker, but I think the kids like it.
The players can't throw up their hands and go,
"Oh, bad hop."
Yeah.
No, it wasn't a bad hop.
So it does get there quicker, and save on rainouts and all that.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't heard anyone who's had turf complain about it, regardless of it's football.
The only thing about it, it gets awfully hot when it's hot outside.
It does. Sharp single between first and second.
Going to have a play here at home,
Turner.
I think.
We have Stone throw out. He didn't quite make it to the plate. Yes, we have Reinders throwing Harold out at the plate. Stone with the tag up. up the line a little bit, about 5 feet for the third out. So we have no runs, 1 hit, nobody left after 3, 12-1. We'll just stay here because we still have a few more. That was a quick inning compared to the first inning. That was a quick inning.
That was a quick
inning.
inning.
And the second inning, for that matter. So we talked about the turf. Let's talk about some of your memories with playing against BNL. I know there's some of them.
There's some real good ones and there's some really bad ones. No, we were pretty competitive over the years. I think in the 34 years, I think I won about 10 or 11 games against them, maybe more, maybe 1 or 2 more, but somewhere around that. Some of the games I really remember were back before we went to class baseball, playing in that sectional over there and winning a couple sectionals at BNL, and those are good, fond memories.
Absolutely.
Of the kids and the competing over there, and we've had some exciting games, close games over the year. We've had some blowouts. So there have been some of those years when we're not a very big school and we didn't have very much talent, and they just thumped us like they're doing it today. But
well, you used to play double headers, didn't you?
And used to play double headers, yeah.
And then they moved it to a Friday night game, which is
well,
probably better for
once
everyone.
we got into class baseball, all right, they're no longer a sectional opponent. You know, they're no longer a tournament opponent, conference opponent, nothing. So it's, from a baseball point of view, it's really kind of a nothing game. It's just a game, you know, other than the county thing going on. But
yeah, I wouldn't say it's a nothing game to say.
yeah, I think it sometimes means a lot more to something. It's a pop-up. I think Gaines is going to get it. Nice play.
Johnny Stone fouls out down the third base line, and say Gaines?
Gaines.
Yeah, made a nice play on it to get over to it. What do you think, if I can ask you at least one more question before you leave, the Major League Baseball rule changes? What do you think of the clocks and all that?
I like the clocks. It speeds up the game. Make a good throw.
Turner to Seitzinger
nice.
for the second out. That's 5 in a row. Carter Bennett was the batter, bringing up Maddox Ray. Go ahead.
There's 2 rules that I just flat do not understand. 2 things they've done. One, make the bases bigger. That just, I see no point in that. And the other is limiting the pitchers in how they can throw over to first base. I mean, they're just turning it into trying to get it back into a running game, which they didn't used to have.
They are trying to, I think, get the stolen bases up, and I think they have. I haven't seen any stats in the last couple of weeks, but
I mean, a base runner gets on now, he knows that pitcher can only throw over once, and an at bat, and if he does it again, he better get him out, because if he doesn't,
Maddox in the gap right in front of Sarver, and he rounds first and thinks better of it. Maddox with a single, bringing up Nate Pemberton, who has scored twice. So we had the clock, and I mean the games have been shortened by about 25 to 30 minutes on average.
And we're seeing the same things with the clocks in colleges.
College baseball.
Excuse me.
Well, by Seitzinger at first into right field. Ray makes the turn on his way to third. The throw to third is past Turner, allowing Pemberton to get to second base for Cal Gates, who just hit a grand slam last inning. That's probably not what Mitchell needed to see Cal Gates come up with second and third.
No, you don't. even though there's 2 outs, you don't want to see.
I was thinking there was another rule change that, but yeah, somebody mentioned something like the bases. One of the major leaguers looked like pizza boxes out there.
Yeah.
I don't see the clock coming in the high school baseball for several reasons. One, we'll get a shot clock in basketball before that, and it looks
it comes to.
They walked Gates intentionally, by the way, to bring up Caden Bennett with the bases loaded. He's 0 for 2 with a walk.
You have to have people to run those things, and they have to be schooled in how to run them and run them accurately.
Yes, that's the big thing.
That's a big problem for high schools.
And some schools can't afford it.
Right.
Well, before I let you go, I'm going to put you on the spot. Who's the better player of Ben Trent and Josh.
Ben, Trent, and Josh,
Yeah.
without a question, Ben. And I think Trent, his dad will tell you that.
And Trent's probably okay with it.
Yeah, and they're all three better than I was. So.
The ground ball to the shortstop. He bobbles it, and that will be an error. Runner is safe on the slide. Run scores. Bases are still loaded for Riker Hughes, 13-1. Gary, thank you for coming up.
Well, you're very welcome.
I'm sorry that we don't have the video. You wouldn't have been on the video anyway.
Well, that's good.
But
yeah, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
And hopefully this game means nothing as their season goes on, and I'm sure
I
it
know
won't.
Mitchell
It's
has 6 games next week, so they're
Oh.
going to be busy.
They are. Hopefully the weather will stay like this too.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Gary Seitzinger, longtime coach here at Mitchell. Nice enough to come and talk to us, and especially he got to see his grandson last night, set a career record, school record. All right, let's set the table. What's going on here? We have the bases loaded, 2 outs for the Stars. Riker Hughes is at bat, 2 outs, and he's got 2-0 count on him. And the pitch is right down the middle. So while I was talking to Gary, I probably lost track of the score box and the strikes and all that, and definitely didn't get any play-by-play in. So if you are anyone still there, I apologize about that. 2-2 is the count. I got to get back into radio mode. And since I never done radio, I'm doing that for the first time as well. And the windup and the pitch is swung on and missed. And the bases were left loaded. What started out as a innocent inning with 2 first 2 guys out. There we go. Did scratch a run across. So after 3.5, BNL 13, Mitchell 1. Okay, we're back. Bottom of the 4th inning. Gibby Glasgow leading it off. And the first pitch is outside, ball 1. And I did not reset the scoreboard again. Or the bottom of the 4th. There we go. The ticker should be right. Second pitch. Hit to the shortstop, Pemberton. Pemberton up with it and throws over in time to Caden Bennett for the first out. That'll bring up batter, Cody Earl. Yeah, he batted last inning. No, he led off the second inning. He's the one that I wasn't sure who led off. He's come in relief, and after the rocky start in relief, he's calmed down. We got a fly ball high to shallow to the second baseman for the second out. 2 quick outs. Didn't mean to reset there. For Ashton Lumen, the starting pitcher tonight, struck out in the second inning. Well, after talking to Coach Seitzinger, Gary Seitzinger, Mitchell's 16-3, ranked 4th, been playing really good baseball. He said they got 6 games next week. They're probably not going to empty their pitching staff on this game unless something really happens probably this inning. We are 0-1 count to Lumen. He swings and misses, makes it 0-2. Wind up and the pitch. Ground ball to second baseman Maddox Ray. He's up with it. He flips it over to Caden Bennett for the 3rd out. No runs, no hits, no errors. We're going to the 5th. We got another guest coming up. If he doesn't forget, Amos Wagner, the athletic director here at Mitchell. We'll be right back. Back at Mitchell High School, this is Mike Wright. We're in the top of the 5th inning. It's 13-1 BNL. I think we have at least 1, if not 2, defensive substitutions for the Blue Jackets, but I am unaware who they may have changed. We don't have any open windows up here, and so I can't hear what's going on with the umpire either. And right on cue, Amos Wagner, maybe he can give me a window while he's up here. He's putting on the headset. As soon as he gets ready, we will turn him on. All right, just to set the top of the 5th here, we have, who do we have? Oh, Caden, no. We have a pinch hitter. It's number 20. You know who number 20 is?
I do not.
Amos Wagner's with us.
Will Adams.
Will Adams. I should know Will. I go to church with Will. I apologize. And he's a future Boilermaker, too. 2-1 count on Will. Amos, second year as athletic director?
That is right, yeah.
You've been busy, haven't you?
It has been a very busy 2 years over here in Mitchell. So,
Well, tell us a little bit about the facilities. You got in kind of at the beginning of that, or as it was already started?
I was able to step in kind of towards the end of the planning process. That was a good play there.
Adams grounds out to short for the 1st out.
The initial planning process had already taken place, so it was kind of a throw in by fire, and just kind of pick up the loose pieces. But everything was already planned out pretty well by Mr. Danny Reynolds. So we got another one in here, and It looks like Riley Pruitt.
Riley Pruitt's pinch hitting for Riker Hughes would be my guess if my score sheet's correct. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I mean, the projects that we are currently working on, I mean, obviously tonight we're on the newly renovated Sight-Singer Field, and across the way we've got our junior high girls playing on the newly renovated Parker Field over there that was just named this year. So, exciting times, and in the fall we were able to open up on our newly renovated Terry Cole Field as well. So, a lot of moving parts are happening over here. Luckily we've got very understanding people around this area that understand that there's going to come with plenty of dust and plenty of noise throughout the day. But I mean, I think once you start seeing it all come together, I think it's well worth it.
We got Johnny Stone up to bat. We had a single by Pruitt. Yeah, the football field got completed just as football season was started. That was the first one. Then you were able to get the baseball and softball in the nick of time.
Yeah.
But there's more going on. Now the indoors. Tell us about that, please.
There is. So we are approximately, I think, about 70% done on our field house. Our field house will house 3 indoor courts plus a multi-purpose court. And then it'll also house our new wrestling room and our new weight room. It has the indoor suspended track above it all. So, you know, we're really, really excited. From the point we broke ground to actually see it coming up is astounding to see it this happening right now. But you know, we're anxious and we're excited. We've got a lot of stuff planned for it in the upcoming years, and I think it's going to get there. It just takes a little bit more time than what everybody's hoping for.
Stone struck out, and it brings up another pitch hitter, Tate Tanksley. So the completion on the indoor field house, any ideas? We know how construction can be.
Well, you know, for the size of structure that is, I think it's just a little bit behind. But when I say a little bit behind, it's still making good progress. So I think the completion date is roughly the middle of August. So we'll start school just a little bit before it actually completes, and then we'll be able to move over into it.
And there'll be 3 indoor courts. I assume that you're going to be planning on hosting some events. Before you answer that, we had a single by Tanksley bring up another pinch hitter, Christos McCormick. First and second, 2 out. Go ahead.
Yeah, there is a multitude of things. We've kind of got our feet wet a little bit this year already by running some volleyball tournaments and running some basketball tournaments by some local organizations, just so we can kind of get the feel of how everything's going to flow and work together. And I thought those went pretty smooth, so I think we're ready to take the next step when the facility opens, and hopefully that'll be able to create some revenue for us to put back into our athletic fund and create some more possibilities and experiences and opportunities for our kids.
Well, you're talking about opportunities for the kids here at Mitchell. The turf had to be the turf of the baseball field had to be a big reason why we're hosting the sectional and regional here.
Yeah. So we went out when this all initially finalized out here, and we made the play that we wanted to host sectionals. We've hosted sectionals quite a few times in the past before we renovated, but all the sectional teams just felt like it was even better now, because now we don't really have to worry about the rain and field conditions. We could just come out here and play baseball.
Yeah, when Coach Seitzinger was up here in the 3rd inning, and we were talking about, you mentioned that we've hosted here before, but it was always an immaculate field, well maintained and well respected around the area as well. So, first time hosting a regional, though, it won't be.
It will be. Yeah. So that's, you know, with the regional format the way it is, they had the opportunity to put in for it. We wanted to take that opportunity to not just host it for our community, but also for the ability for people to see our stuff around here. And I think it's a great benefit to our community and our economy that we're going to be able to host back-to-back weekends of some big events. And I hope that everybody comes out and really enjoys their time out here.
The pinch hitter McCormick walked to load up the bases. We got an 0-2 count on the number 9 batter, Nate Pemberton. If you've had a couple coaches you've had to hire in your short tenure, that you want to tell us a little bit about the process and how kind of important those decisions are?
Yeah, so we, last year, my first year, we actually had to hire a new football coach. And Coach Kevin Kling came to us from Princeton. You know, we went through it was actually a pretty rigorous process. We brought him in. He met with a panel of students. They toured him around the facility, and they spoke about the new facilities. So it was a great opportunity for him to be able to get to meet some kids and get to know some kids. And then we were able to bring him back in. He set for a panel interview. It looks like we got a kid that just hit the fence pretty hard. So if you don't mind, I'm going to step away here, and I'm going to go check on him.
Absolutely. The fielder that hit the fence going for a foul ball down the right field line by Pemberton, it could be Gibby Glasgow unless he was one that was subbed in for. He's walking this way. Holding his wrist, it looks like. Obviously, we're a long way away. So we got a break in the action. And I want to thank Amos for stopping in. Another position he was talking about was a girls basketball coach. And to be honest with you, I don't even know if they've got that filled or not. I would like to think they probably have, since it's May and June's a big time for that. So we will step away. It's 13-1, top of the fifth with 2 outs. It's Mike Wright back at Mitchell High School. We're about ready to resume play. It's 13-1 BNL. Bases loaded, top of the fifth, 2 outs. And Pemberton's up the bat with a 2-2 count on him. I'd like to thank both Amos and Gary for coming up, especially without a video. It was nice to have something to talk about. The bad thing was, obviously, we didn't have a camera on the game to bring you what was going on out there. Pemberton flies out to center field. I believe that is still Sarver. We're going to the bottom of the fifth. Blue Jackets need 3 to keep this game going. We'll be right back. Okay, we're back here at the bottom of the fifth, and Amos was great enough to come back up, so everything must be okay with our right fielder.
Yeah, he's good to go. He took a little shot and hustle play, so but he bounced right back out of it, so we should be good to go.
All right, we got the top of the order for the Jackets up. Gaines, Sarver, and Seitzinger. We were talking about the sectional and the regional, getting ready to host that. I do have the draw. We play the first game, don't we?
We actually play the 8 o'clock game.
8 o'clock game.
Yeah, we play Linton. We play
South
South Knox in the 8 o'clock game, so it'll be the second game of the first night. So, it'll be an exciting time here for that evening, and so we're looking forward to that. And then we'll play the winner of the North Knox and Linton Stockton. So, I think everybody's really excited about the sectional, and especially the top side of that bracket, to see how it works out and to see who comes out of it to battle it out on Monday or on Monday night.
Gaines flight out to Bennett at first for 1 out, bringing up Sarver. When did this team start really thinking that they were really good? Because they didn't start ranked. So when you start unranked and you get to 4th.
Well, I don't necessarily know if they understand that they're good yet. I think we've had some pretty favorable matchups in the early part of the season. I think we've been able to take care of some business, and I think honestly we're still getting better, and we just haven't hit our stride yet. And I think games like this tonight, it is a rivalry game, but I think when you look out across the field and you just see the baseball talent that Lawrence County has in it, is something really, really special, and not many counties can do that. So, and I think everybody calls this a rivalry game, and it is. Everybody's across the river, but I think there's mutual respect between these two teams, and I love welcoming BNL over here anytime we get the opportunity, and I know Jeff feels the same way when we come over there, and just puts on a great atmosphere for everybody involved, community-wise, player-wise, student body-wise. I just think it's a fun atmosphere for everybody.
Didn't hurt that you probably made a couple bucks tonight too.
That's always nice as well.
We got a full count on Sarver. Coach Seitzinger was mentioning that you talking about a rivalry game when it became class and Mitchell and BNL were no longer in the sectionals, when it went from a doubleheader on a Saturday to a Friday night, kind of a prime time game, which is probably just perfect for this rivalry.
Yeah,
especially if you get weather like this.
It absolutely is. It's so nice to actually play baseball in baseball weather. So. There's a good walk there by Sarver, battling through that pitch count. So, let's see if we can get something put together and give some of these fans a couple more innings of watching some baseball. So,
well, you got the right guy up. We were talking about Seitzinger up with 1 out. Yeah, he set the hit record last night. That was a home game, wasn't it?
It was.
So
yeah, it was a home conference game. So, he was able to do it, and it's one of those things that it's supposed to happen, especially the way it did when he was the second batter up last night and actually got hit by a pitch. So it actually put him on base when he had the opportunity to set the record, and then we went all the way through our batting order, and he found his way up there again, and was able to get the record breaker, but he was also able to hit in two of the runs to end the game.
And he got a single in the first inning. This one, he took it's a 1-1 count on. Board has 2-0. I thought the first one was a strike.
Oh, yep.
Okay, umpire just clarified I was right. Yeah, it's first time tonight if you've been checking my scoreboard. 1-1's the count. Ward's still in the game. He had a rocky first inning. Oh, there's a hit to
there you go.
Right field in the gap. It did get cut off. And throw to third, not in time. First and third. So we got Harold, who doubled last time, got thrown out the plate trying to score. He is the run that the Jackets need to keep this game going right now.
He absolutely is. I was happy to see him get that double there in that last time at bat. He's had his struggles at the plate, and that's one of those, as the captain, it's good to see him starting to come around at the right time. I would rather him have his slump at the beginning of the season, but then turn it around at the end when we really, really need it. So,
6 games next week.
Yeah,
Who scheduled that?
It is a busy. It's a busy week. I will not hold all the credit for scheduling those games next week, but I will say we rolled them over from previous years. But I think it's one of those that it's a week that we need to prepare for sectionals. It's going to be a good week. We're going to see a lot of good baseball teams. We're going to see a lot of good pitchers. And hopefully the mindset going into sectionals is more relaxed, because we've seen a lot more versatility from a lot of different teams to prepare us.
Have we played everyone in the sectional yet?
No, we only play in our sectional. We only play Eastern Green and
Linton.
And
Linton was earlier in the year.
Yeah, that was one of those that it's the typical. We finally got the monkey off our back, if you want to say that, and we were able to get the victory on that one. That was really early in the year after, we actually opened up both fields on the same night for baseball, softball.
Yes. That had to be really special.
And it
Both
was,
teams won.
It was very special. Both of them won. Softball won on a walk-off, and then baseball ended up coming back in the latter half of the inning to win and to board in for baseball, bar Reeve for girls and softball. So 2 very good victories to start the season. And I think that kind of showed our teams what they're capable of. We just haven't been able to sustain it. I think the way that I know Coach Cheney really wants them to, but I think we're getting there, and I think we'll get there once it's all said and done.
Zeke struck out. No, Zeke's at the bat. Harold struck out, and then Zeke's got a 1-2 count on. He's down to our last strike here.
Yeah.
Well, Amos, I know you've been busy the last 2 years, and it's only going to get busier once you get that field house done and start hosting tournaments.
Oh, you are absolutely right. But I'll enjoy every second of it and then enjoy every minute of it, and it will not slow us down any time. I can tell you that.
Thank you for coming up.
All right, I appreciate it, Mike.
Amos Wagner, Mitchell Athletic Director, and a very busy man, soon to get busier. And Ward strikes out. Zeke's swinging, and that ends the ball game. 13-1 Stars. I'll be back in about 60 seconds to wrap this up. Welcome back to Mitchell High School. This is Mike Wright. We have a final in 1 hour and 40 minutes. In 5 innings, the 10-run rule was in effect. Bedford North Lawrence 13, Mitchell 1. That takes Stars to 14-5 on the year. They did get some honorable ranks. Their max prep ranked number 10. They've been on a roll, had a stumble a couple weeks ago against Columbus East. Other than that, they've been playing pretty good baseball. The next live stream for Bedford North Lawrence baseball will be in May 15th against Jennings County. I guess the ticker is still alive and well. It's been there showing you that if you stuck around. Mitchell, ranked 4th in 2A on the coaches poll, falls to 16-4. They're still 5-1 in the PLAC, this being a non-conference game. And we talked a little bit about the sectional. They will host the sectional and the regional in 2A. They drew, in case you weren't with us, South Knox on May 24th. It'll be the second game. North Knox and Linton will start the sectional off. The winners will play each other on May 29th. Then the championship, it is a 6-team sectional. The Stars will go to New Albany also on May 24th. They're the opening game. And they will play Floyd Central. And then if they win and advance, they will play the winner of New Albany and Jennings County. And it is not unthinkable that we could have 2 sectional championships in Lawrence County when it comes to the end of May, as both teams are ranked higher, if you believe in rankings. If you're a Purdue fan, you might think otherwise after March. But they both have the capabilities to bring home trophies. I know Aaron, if he was here tonight, and he's been on chat a couple times apologizing for the video. It was nothing in his control or my control, I hope. Just happened. I guess those things do happen. At least you got the audio and got to listen to me. So hopefully we'll do it again sometime. If not, make sure you subscribe because spring sports are going to end here in 2 or 3 weeks, and you want to be ready to go for BNL football and volleyball and go from there. So thank you, everyone, if you did stick around or at least come in and out, and have a good night. Again, from Mitchell High School, Gary Seitzinger Field. Stars 13, Mitchell 1.